Hi, it's Chris Titley here, and we're live at the Sports Strategy Summit, joined by Jason Greenhalgh from Front Office Agency, who is behind the Sports Strategy Summit, the mastermind of putting this all together. How's it going so far,
Yeah,
Jason?
good, Chris. Yeah, all going well. We've kicked things off, and everyone's in the room. Everyone's got a seat. Everyone's listening intently, so it should be a good day ahead.
The idea behind it, how did it come about, and to execution? Wow, such a big event.
Yeah, no, look, I've been involved with the commercial side of sport for all my career, really, 35 or too many years. And I've always been asked, particularly recently, since the Olympics has been sort of on top of mind, been asked, how do I get involved in sport? I don't have $60 million to buy the Olympic rings, but I want to get involved in sport. How do I start? So those conversations really led to this conference. It's a very different conference in regards to the target audience. It's very corporate, I will say, very decision maker, business leader, as opposed to just being sports, all about sport. It's all about business, really. And that's sort of the differentiating factor with this particular conference. Yeah.
What would you like to get out of today?
Probably the most important thing for me is bringing like-minded people together. That room in there, it's got almost 300 people in it. They are all very well connected. They all have the same ambitions. They all have a love for sport and a love for business. So I think just the fact that they're all in the same room, my old mentor, Porky Morgan, said to me once when we took 260 sponsors over for the very first Broncos-Warriors game, and he was up on stage and he said, if you leave this trip without a deal, you're a bloody idiot.
There you go. And it'll be great to see, in hindsight, how many deals get done today,
Yeah.
and maybe come back to you and say, hey, Jason, we're just having a coffee, and what do you do, et cetera. And the magic part is the networking. We ran an event last night.
Yeah.
We've got some networking drinks this afternoon.
Yeah.
In regards to the themes, how did you craft them? What is hot at the moment? What are people talking about?
Yeah, and I think, we looked at the whole spectrum. The diversity of what we have in the room as far as the audience is very diverse. It's large corporates, it's founders, it's community sports club through to the Brisbane Broncos. It's very diverse, lots of government, lots of tourism. So we shaped it around that audience to a degree. We're covering a lot of topics, to be honest, probably too many, but I think it's a great starting point. And I think from here we'll get probably more in depth moving forward with some of these other topics. I use sports technology as a particular sort of strain that I think, could actually develop into a half day just sports technology type of conference. But I think, the topics today are very wide, very diverse, but my goal is that everyone walks out of this room with something that they can activate in their business tomorrow.
We're sitting here on a sunny, beautiful winter's day here in Brisbane. The weather gods have put it on. Where is Brisbane at in regards to a city when it comes to sport, when it comes to business, compared to other cities around the world?
Yeah, look, I don't have a great knowledge globally of, I can only go by what I've seen here in Australia. And certainly, this event is a bit of a testament to the, I guess, the impact that sport has in this city and is having in this city. We're Commonwealth Games at the moment. I think Queensland on top of the leaderboard in relation to gold medals. It says it all. It's we're a leader in sport, and I think moving forward, these types of educational pieces, support pieces for business are just as important as what happens on the sporting field.
And if you're sitting here as a corporate or part of a larger organisation that wants to get involved in sport, how do they go about doing that?
Yeah, look, I think I often say to people, it just starts somewhere. It could be your local footy team. Just, go down to the local footy team and say, if you're running an agency or a real estate agent in a particular suburb, go down to the local footy club, have a chat to them about how you can get involved, how you can get in front of their members and their players and strike up a relationship and just go in boots and all. I think, it really is, number one, you need to determine what you want to get out of the partnership. So if it is introductions, if it's new business, if it's launching a new brand, you need to sort of determine what it is that you want to achieve out of a partnership. But once you've determined that, I think, go and look high and low and, you'd be surprised what a very small amount of money can mean to a local football club or even a local athlete, a developing athlete that maybe Brisbane 32's on their horizon, but they're not there yet. But, you know, you throw a couple of $1,000s at an athlete like that and you'll get a lot of loyalty.
Yeah, we had the Aussie Athlete on Fun before talking about that, and that's fabulous in regards to, you know, helping people not just around travel, but also the equipment and the training and the qualifications. There's so much expense involved in sport. Jason, I'm curious, with Brisbane, a big agenda next year. We're coming through. Just spoke to Anthony Ryan at Beta. Full calendar. What are you most excited about next year for Brisbane?
For 2027, I think World Cup, Rugby World Cup. I was fortunate enough to take a group over to France at the last World Cup, and it blew my mind. It really did, just walking through the streets of Lyon on a Tuesday afternoon, and I just honestly could not believe the impact and the atmosphere. And you couldn't get into a restaurant, you couldn't get into a bar. It was, and we saw it with the British and Irish Lions as well. So I think Rugby World Cup next year will be an amazing event for this city and a great forerunner to lots of other events that will be coming on in coming years.
What about the Sports Strategy Summit 2027? Are we looking forward to that next year as well?
Yeah, look, I haven't. I'll probably have a think about that one tomorrow. But look, I've had lots of people coming up to me and asking that question, and we'd obviously love this to be an annual event, but we'll get through today, get the feedback. I'm really keen to get people's feedback on, what they loved, what they didn't love. First time we've run it, so there'll be people that'll have, always have an opinion on things, and I'm happy to listen, and we'll shape it into a much bigger, hopefully, and better event next year.
Yeah, feedback's a gift. We're just about to do morning teas, where the magic happens, the networking after digesting the information on the panels and coming and chatting and getting everyone connected and meeting people. Jason, thanks so much for having a chat, and all the best for the rest of the day.
Pleasure. Thanks, Chris.